Hi, this is Deborah Clutter. I just want to share with you a project I've been working on. This is a pink poinsettia quilt panel. This quilt has 3 panels in it, so it has a panel split in half on each quarter. And I'm getting ready to custom quilt it, and been working on basting it down all day and put some wool batting in it, and I digitized some long arm design. So this is what the quilt design is going to look like. I have all the inside patterns that I digitized, and then all the ones for the flying geese. So the inside patterns are going to be duplicated in the outside corners. As you can see, I kind of have some started over here. I didn't do all of them. And then that's the pattern for the outside border. It'll probably be a couple of videos. This is the first one. I'm almost done stitching in the ditch and making sure it's all secure before I start custom quilting on it. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. One of the things you might be tempted to do when you get ready to baste down the sides is to start from the top. And by the way, I normally do that, but in this case I have kind of stretched these borders a little bit because of removing it a couple of times. So I'm going to baste it from the bottom up because I don't want my sides of my quilt to become looking like a upside down frown. So I'm just going to kind of push on it a little bit as I go up. And by the way, it's harder for me to do this going up and get a straight line than it is going down. And I'm just pulling on the fabric a little bit so that it doesn't bunch up. And that's it. Now, if I would have done it the other way, it would have stretched it out. I can already tell just by the little bit of waviness I had on the border. So it's a good thing I went up this way and not down. So I have a couple of rulers that I use when I'm doing stitch in the ditch or stabilizing the quilt, and I got these from a Quilter's Apothecary. I took a class from Jamie, actually a couple of classes. He was a great teacher. And I like this one for most of my stitch in the ditch, and this one I use just to guide my machine around things. I'm just using it as a guide, and I don't use this little cutout. So I just use the edge of the ruler. You'll see that in the video as I go along. So normally, if I have the belts on, I can actually do horizontal and vertical stitching without a ruler. But I have the belts off currently, and there's not enough friction to get a really good straight line. And I'm not really pushing on the ruler. It's just a guide. And I'm not really pushing down very hard on the fabric. I'm just kind of gliding it along. And then I'm going to stitch until I can't stitch anymore, and then I'm going to tie off. So there's a lot of starting and stopping when you're doing this kind of stitch in the ditch. Stitch in the ditch, I think, takes the longest of anything. So I'm using a pre-wound bobbin in the bobbin case. I think the pre-wound is from Superior Threads. I have a ton of them. So, like I said, I'm just using the edge of the ruler to help me guide around the poinsettia. It doesn't need to be perfect. Whoops. Maybe a little bit more perfect than that little jog. So I'm not real sure how my patterns are going to line up that I digitized, so I don't really want to quilt around each leaf, because I digitized it off of a photo, and the photos can be a little wonky when you're trying to digitize off of a photo, so we'll see how they line up. If it becomes too much of a pain and it's more trouble than it's worth, then I'll probably just end up doing it freehand. But it took me a month to digitize all the patterns. I worked on at least 1 or 2 a day. I'm at the very bottom of the quilt, and I pinned where the border is so I can get it nice and straight. And as you can see, my bottom looks pretty good. It's not all looking like a frown. And I just got a little bit left to go this morning. So this is the 3rd day I've been working on this. I just gotta finish the rest of the stitch in the ditch, and then I can start the custom quilting. Well, I'm done basting my quilt, and it probably took me about 6 hours over 3 days. I worked on it a couple hours each day. Some of the reasons you would baste down your quilt like this before you start custom quilting is it's much easier to roll it back and forth, so you can go from the top border to the bottom border and do that all in one color at the same time. You can do, whatever stitching is going to match all the green at the same time, and then move it back and do all the pink if you want. If you stitch the inside, stitch it down good enough, then you don't have to worry about it bunching. Now, I plan on doing some intense quilting on this, so for me, this works really well. There's some people that can get away with just kind of starting from the top and doing their quilting and maybe stitching the ditch as they go along. And by the way, I've done that too. But for this particular quilt, it would be a little difficult for me. So the reason I basted it all down is because I'm going to have the freedom of, moving it back and forth when I need to, and I know it's absolutely straight. I know it's square, it doesn't have any frowning. It's going to work out a lot better for me. But there's different ways of doing it. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you're new to long arming and you're trying to custom quilt something, maybe this will give you some ideas. Like I said, it doesn't mean this is the way you need to do it, but this is one way. And in the next video, I'm going to start with the custom quilting. And I haven't decided if I'm going to start with the borders or if I'm going to start in the middle. So it'll be a surprise. We'll see you then. Thanks.